Hey guys, it's Nicole and I'm back and I wanted to give you guys an updated tour of our homeschool classroom now that it's primarily a preschool at home classroom. Not much has changed, but I just wanted to show you just the few changes that have occurred from last year to this year. So if you're interested in seeing our preschool at home classroom, stay tuned. So starting from when you first come downstairs, we still have little scuba divers up on the wall. We've had these up there for a couple of years now because they're just cute and they're really decorative, as well as a project that my kids did a couple of years ago when we were doing the under the sea theme and talking about manta rays and other under the sea animals. So over here we just have a picture ledge that I display my 4-year-old's artwork on, and below it we have some things for a listening center. I guess you can say it's a bit of a listening center. So up there we keep a radio that plays CDs for when we bring in audiobooks from the library. I like to store those up there so that we can listen to them, as well as there's the Boxcar Children animated classics that we have there that we can listen to as well. So that's more of a listening center for if we want to do stories on audio. And this is pretty much just the toy storage. This is where I keep our toys. We don't have a lot of toys. Our kids primarily play with Legos and play outside. And then we play games as a family. And that's pretty much how they play. And they play a lot of pretend play. They like to do a lot of dress up and stuff like that. So we just keep the few toys that we have here in these labeled bins from IKEA. I like that they're clear and that we can see what's inside. And I also labeled them with chalkboard labels on the outside so that they can know where to put things back. And group like items. So my oldest son and my 5-year-old are able to categorize them by the labels, and then my 4-year-old just kind of groups them by like items. He kind of knows what the system is. And pretty much things that we don't want them to have access to all the time are up top here. I have like a solar powered robot. Some of my 7-year-old Lego creations, he made like Eiffel Tower, Leaning Tower of Pisa. There's a Lincoln Memorial on there too. So those are fragile little Lego creations that he's made that he doesn't really want his brothers touching, so we kind of stuck them towards the back. But for the most part, we also have our learning DVDs in that black case there. And yeah, that's pretty much the toy / art display / listening area. On this wall over here is where we have our calendar for calendar time, and it has calendar, a clock for learning how to tell time, days of the week, seasons, how to dress appropriately for the weather, and a countdown to how many days we've had in school. Pretty much all the items that you see there I got from Lakeshore Learning Store or the Dollar Tree, and they work out really great. This has been the same setup for 2 years, and it's just been working and it's perfect, and it still works for preschool at home as well, so we keep it. Those are paint samples next to it, just playing with what paint color we should paint the walls eventually down here. And right below there we just have all of the books, or a good portion of books that we read. We have our comfy chair where we read stories and talk about things at circle time. And right above right now we've been studying about seasons, so we collected some pine cones and we kind of hung them from the ceiling right above our cozy chair. And there's also a fall color wheel that we created with things that we've gathered on our nature walk recently to talk about the different colors of the fall and the different textures and leaves and things like that. So that is that half of the classroom, and let's turn around to see the other portion. So on this wall we have a chalkboard wall, same chalkboard wall from last year, and what I've done is pretty much just use it as a way for him to practice his name so far every morning, and as well as whatever science topic that we are talking about. So right now we're just talking about seasons, nature study, changing of weather, the characteristics of fall, and things like that, and understanding the difference between the 4 seasons. This ottoman here, this brown one, is where we keep all of their dress up stuff, because our kids really still love playing dress up, and they're really just into imaginative play more than anything else still, and a preschooler especially. And then on this door here is where I have put a lot of the things that we go over in the morning. So pretty much this, after we go over calendar time and we do the name writing, we talk about the seasons lately, what we've been doing is coming over here to this pocket chart on this door. And it just talks about the day of the week that it is, Tuesday, so we can identify and recognize the day of the week, and the letters that are in that word, and then the sight words for the week. We go over the sight words for the week, and then we do our counting. And I have a few counting charts here on this door. They're attached to the door by 3M hooks and binder rings, and we do counting numbers 1 through 20, and there's also one that has 1 to 100 back there, and there's also a skip counting by 2's chart. So these are all skills that we're going to go through and learn this school year, and we go through them over in the morning. And that is that. And then after that, we end up migrating over to the preschool table. So pretty much here, this is a table we bought from Lakeshore Learning last year, which is new to the classroom from our last tour, because we had a very small IKEA table last time. So this table is adjustable, it's a lot longer, and I actually sit in one of the little chairs and he sits in one of the little chairs, and we go over all of our sit down work for the day happens at this table. So what I do is have him change that little desk calendar, the one that looks like a schoolhouse, and to today is Tuesday, and which number 27, how do you make 27, and put the numbers up there. And then in the basket in the middle is pretty much all of our reading and activities for the week. I just go to the library and I'm doing literature-based study. So we've been talking about Pete the Cat this week. So these are all Pete the Cat books that are in there, as well as Pete the Cat printables and activities that I found online. I just stuff them all in that basket in the middle, and we go through them during the week. And that's how we do school now. There's no more work shelves or work boxes. It's just the weekend. I figure out what we're going to do for the next week. I put it all in the basket, and we sit down and we go through it through the week. And then that other smaller red basket is just little manipulatives like Play-Doh, word, letter tiles, flashcards, counters, things that will help him solidify concepts that we are learning. So that's pretty much the table that we learn at every morning. And then our bookshelves that have curriculum from last year that we didn't complete, or other books and science kits and things of that nature that we still have, as well as a Play-Doh center and our STEM kit, and everything like that is still intact, that my kids still like to play with on the weekends. Even though my older two are going to school, they still love rummaging through all their materials that we still have. And on this wall over here, this is where we have our dry erase board. And this dry erase board is actually a shower board that you get from Home Depot. And I talked about that in my tour last year. And currently on the board, I just have some words and letter sounds, because we use Teach Your Child How to Read in 100 Easy Lessons, and that's how they break down the phonics of each letter and the blending to make words. So that's what we've been going over. And these two desks here are used for, by my older two, for homework, for crafting, for whatever it is that they like to do after school. And of course, this rail here has most of our supplies, our markers, our pencils, our dry erase markers, our crayons, scissors, glue, and things of that nature for doing whatever projects that we need for preschool at home, or even for homework as well. And then this shelf again has a lot of manipulatives, curriculum that we completed from last year, curriculum that we had left over from last year, hands-on activities, more flashcards and stuff like that, as well as our arts and crafts are also in one of the cubes. Bulletin board supplies are in one of the cubes, and at the top is some more of our arts and crafts stuff: paper, bingo markers, paint, large paper, and our pencil sharpener. And lastly, on this door, which is actually the bathroom door, I have another set of hooks and another stack of posters on binder rings hung from there. And those are the more advanced posters that we do not need for preschool. So those can stay up higher, and those are used for reference for my 7-year-old as needed for when he's home from school and he's doing homework and things like that. They have really come in handy as he does homework after school as well. So pretty much, guys, that is the classroom as a whole, and those are the changes that have been made from last year for my preschooler to transition this classroom playroom into more of a preschool at home room. I hope you guys found this video to be helpful. Let me know if there are any resources or things that you see in the video that you would like to know where they came from, and I will definitely let you know exactly where they are from. Next week, I'll be putting out a video that talks more about our daily routine for preschool at home. It's very relaxed and a lot more simplified than last year, so it should be very brief. But if you guys have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. I hope you guys have a great week. Bye.